Hey Wanda and Lucy Beckham students, I'm Katie Miller, and this is East Cooper Student News. Here's what's coming up on the show today. We reflect on the life and impact of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., plus a unique way students are finding book suggestions, and we remember America's grandmother, Betty White. It's January 19th, 2022, and ECSN starts right now. Happy New Year and welcome to the first ECSN episode of 2022. I hope y'all are having a great New Year so far. My name is Katie Miller. Martin Luther King Jr. is widely recognized for his wonderful achievements in the civil rights movement. On Monday, we celebrated the life and legacy of Dr. King. ECSN reporter Ella Canner has more.
This past Monday, January 15th, marked what would have been Martin Luther King Jr.'s 93rd birthday. King is remembered as one of the most prolific civil rights activists in American history. He was involved in dozens of protests, boycotts, and marches that were used to spread awareness of the blasphemous treatment of Black Americans from institutions and societies during the mid-20th century. Along with being an activist, he also followed in his grandfather's footsteps and became a pastor for the Dexter Avenue Baptist Church in Montgomery, Alabama. On August 23, 1963, MLK delivered his now famed I Have a Dream speech at the Lincoln Memorial in Washington, D.C. King was also awarded the Nobel Peace Prize, was named Times Man of the Year for 1963, and is seen as a world figure of freedom and equality. He was assassinated on April 4, 1968 in Memphis, Tennessee, right before he was planning to lead a protest in the city. Even after his death, his work lived on through the voices and actions of millions of activists that he inspired. Those who he influenced would go on to help pass the Civil Rights Act of 1964 and many other important bills and laws. Today, MLK's impact can be seen in the U.S. through modern protests and boycotts like the Black Lives Matter movement. When the third Monday in January rolls around every year, make sure to take some time to reflect on the renowned life and legacy of Martin Luther King Jr. I'm Ella Canner, reporting for ECSN.
Thanks, Ella. As we enter a new year, you often see TV shows or internet articles look back on some of the influential people we lost during the previous year. But 2021 was different. Just 17 days before her 100th birthday, America lost Betty White. It felt like a gut punch to much of the country exhausted from the COVID pandemic and political division. ECSN reporter Amelia Chico looks back on the life and career of America's favorite little old lady, Betty White.
To my right is America's sweetheart and veteran password player Betty White.
Are you America's?
Betty White was just 99 years young this past New Year's Eve when she died of natural causes just weeks before her 100th birthday.
Betty White in Life with Elizabeth.
Let's take a look at our finished product, shall we? Now then.
Betty was basically writing history. She was a pioneer of her time, also known as the first woman of television, being one of the first women to also have total control in front and behind the cameras. She was constantly defying borders. Back in the 50s, while she was filming The Betty White Show, it got critical reviews for having an African-American tap dancer. And when they petitioned to have him removed, she simply said, "I'm sorry, live with it." Using humor to brighten any situation.
How lucky can I be to have two such passions, show business and animals. Actually, I may have more than two passions, but that's none of your business.
I just can't believe I am hosting Saturday Night Live.
Oh, you keep that up, and you'll be playing Twister on the floor of the prison bathroom.
Betty was everywhere, from TV to movies, even winning a Grammy for her 80-plus years in service and over 120 credits.
Yeah, and I've known some real disappointment, too, believe me.
Rose, you're not going to tell us that story about the exploding pig again, are you?
People used to say if you brought him 15 cents, a nail, and the shell of a great-great-great-grandfather snail, he'd tell you everything.
Well, you were right. Once I Hammered off all the freezer ice. It was a brisket. Oh, expires 2003.
So did Harry.
Was Harry your husband?
No, it was the cow.
Last week, we lost a legend.
The beloved star.
She was everything that you wanted her to be. And more.
She did not want people to change their schedules, go out of their way for her.
And all I can say is, it's such a blessed business to be in. And how lucky can I be, and how much I say thank you to each and every one of you. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Amelia. Barely 2 weeks after America lost its grandma, an entire generation also lost one of its favorite TV dads. Full House star Bob Saget passed on January 9th in his hotel room just hours after doing a show. As of our taping, the cause of death is unknown, but foul play or drug use is not expected. Bob Saget was 65 years old. Right here at the CAS, we had a December to remember. Last month, students decked the halls, donated toys, and participated in other fun holiday activities. Most of these activities were organized by Assistant Principal Miss Sutler, and she was named Faculty Member of the Month for December.
It's quite an honor to actually be the faculty member or the staff member of the month. I was very surprised and I'm very grateful. You're working really, really hard, and it's nice to be recognized for the efforts that you're putting in. So it's really important that we continue to do this because it helps show how important one person is to our entire organization.
Mrs. Sutler gave us a great end to 2021, and now that the new semester is here, ECSN reporter Brooke Vokes joins us now with some tips for a successful 2022.
Hey Wanda and Lucy Beckham students, I'm Brooke Vokes, and with the second semester starting today, I'm going to give y'all 5 important tips that you can implement in your lives to stay on track this semester. Tip number 1 is to use your class time wisely. Teachers give you class time for a reason, so you should always take advantage of it. Teachers know that students have a busy schedule, and by giving us students class time to do homework or other classwork, this gives us an opportunity to not fall in the procrastination trap most of us do anyways. Take this time to really focus on assignments so you can enjoy your time after school even more and overall better your grades. Tip number 2 is to take breaks when needed. Whether it is between homework assignments or extracurricular activities, taking breaks once in a while is good for you. It is scientifically proven that when students take small 5 to 10 minute breaks during studying, you're able to retain the information even better and be more productive with your time. So make sure to take beneficial breaks during a period with lots of schoolwork. Tip number 3 is to use a calendar or planner to keep track of work ahead. Second semester can get very busy with new classes and assignments mixing with year-long classes and their assignments. By using resources such as Google Calendar or a simple planner, writing down deadlines for assignments as well as other club meetings or extracurriculars will help you stay organized and on track to success in the next semester. Tip number 4 is to ask for help when needed. With new class curriculums, there can be many questions along the way. Don't hesitate to ask for help from a teacher or a peer. It is most likely going to benefit you more than not asking at all. Additionally, students will be making their schedules for next year very soon. So don't be afraid to ask your guidance counselor for help relating to scheduling or other questions about school in general.
Lastly, tip number 5 is to stay motivated. The end of the school year will be here before we know it, and most students just want to slack off during the second semester. But this is your chance to bring up your GPA and succeed in your classes. Set goals for yourself to get your work done efficiently and effectively, and motivate yourself to start the semester off right. This semester is a chance to start fresh and live up to your fullest potential as a student. Make sure to use these tips to finish out the school year strong. Thanks for listening. This is Brooke Vokes reporting for ECSN.
Thanks, Brooke. Hopefully most of you are keeping your New Year's resolutions so far. If you're looking to read more books in 2022, ECSN reporter Skylar Beller-Joe tells us how some kids are getting reading recommendations from an unlikely source.
When thinking of classic authors, chances are the names Hemingway, Charles Dickens, or even Jane Austen comes to mind. But in this day and age, users on social media have their own classics. Series such as Harry Potter by J.K. Rowling, Percy Jackson by Rick Riordan, and the Hunger Games series by Suzanne Collins are all beloved all over the world by this generation of book lovers. While these readers love to get their newest reads from their local bookshop, some have found that social media platforms offer even better recommendations.
Probably Instagram, book Instagram, and then Wattpad or AE3 because they have a lot of things where you can find books.
I feel like the more people recommend it to me, the more I end up liking it.
These kids consider themselves to be a part of the Bookstagram community. Bookstagram is a small part of Instagram or other social media platforms where users share some of their favorite reads. As the Bookstagram community continues to grow, the app adapts to your likes and dislikes in your reads. Some users of these platforms say that finding new books to read and recommend to others is like a hobby all in itself.
Because I've been able to discover books, and now I have a bigger love for finding them and reading them.
Users have various favorites from all genres of spectacular books.
Probably realistic fiction in the 5th grade when I first started reading books.
The Shadowy series, and lots more. Probably Ignite Me.
One of the main reasons people adore this section of the internet is because of the positive impact it has had on their lives.
I was able to read really good books and connect to them.
Unlike most subcultures of the internet, the book community encourages growth amongst all book lovers. Reporting for ECSN, I'm Skylar Bellerjo.
That's all for this week's show. If you like the show and want to be part of what we do here at ECSN, scan the QR code on your screen to apply. After you apply, make sure you talk to your counselor and register for Media Technology at the CAS when it's time to pick your classes for next year. Have a great rest of your week. I'm Katie Miller, signing off for ECSN.